All right, so we understand that on the plane, the president gaggled a bit with reporters. We're going to give you that in a moment. This is a live shot on Capitol Hill as they continue to figure out the big, beautiful bill. And now we have that tape, so let's take a look.
Any questions on Massie?
What about it?
Just give us a little idea of not only who you want.
Well, I just don't think he does a good job for the country. He's always a no. They call him Rand Paul Jr. He's always a no. Nothing constructive at all. It's just terrible. Thomas Massie from Kentucky. And nothing constructive. I don't think he's a very smart guy. Good education, but that's about it. I don't care about it. I don't think about him. I mean, you know, when I oppose somebody, and for some reason the voters, almost always, they seem to go along with me because they know I'm working hard. I have a nice high IQ. They like that, you know. We like high IQ people. But they know I make good decisions. That's why we have that. Trump was right about everything, right? But, you know, I don't like guys like, they just keep saying, no, I vote no, I vote no. There's nothing. Let him do something. Let him get what he wants to vote yes. But if you look at his voting record, it's always against. Well, he's going to have an opponent. He's going to have a big opponent, a good opponent, who's going to win. A poll just came out, and it showed anybody I endorse against Massie loses by 25 points. So he's going to be history, I think. I felt the Senate was going to be tougher than the House. We got there. We got pretty much what we wanted. It was it's an amazing package. It's the biggest bill ever passed if we get this done. You know, most of the people wanted 7 or 8 different bills. And I thought that was tougher because it'd be 100%, but then there'd be nothing. This bill has something for everybody by doing it this way. So we're happy about it. We're happy with the result. Well, they're going to ask for certain changes, probably. I don't know. I mean, I guess what would happen, if that happens, you then have to run it fast past the Senate, so, you know, it never ends. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Do you think it's still possible to get this done?
I guess that's been done, right? On occasion, that will happen where they'll make a change and they'll get it passed, so it'll go pretty quickly. But I think the Senate was a very big move, and they worked very hard. I didn't get along with Tillis, and he resigned. That's good. That's a good thing.
Run for that seat, sir.
Well, somebody that would really be great is Laura. She grew up there, but they live in Florida. They have a very good life, and they're great people. She did fantastically running the RNC. She's even got a show it's like the #1 show, and Mark Levin is likewise. I mean, they have the #1, #2 show over the weekend. So she's done well. She's a great person, Laura Trump. I mean, that would always be my first choice, but she doesn't live there now. But she's there all the time. Her parents are there. You know, she really knows North Carolina well, and I won it 3 times. I don't know who the candidates are going to be. I think you're going to have one of the congressmen step up, and we should do very well.
So is she talking to you about it?
No, not at all. It's so soon. I had it out with this guy 2 nights ago, and he resigned, you know, which I was happy about. He did us all a favor.
Sir, you spent a lot of time with Secretary Doe today, obviously. Did you discuss with her at all this report about an $80,000 money payment she received in 23 and appears to have been kept off her federal disclosure reports?
No, I haven't. I didn't. You're telling me this for the first time. I think she's done an amazing job.
On Secretary Doe, you talked about...
Who you with?
Washington Examiner, sir.
Okay. Good paper, actually.
Are you concerned right now, again, with the speed of the deportations? Obviously, Tom Hogan, Stephen Miller have talked about this isn't enough.
Well, it's going to take a long period of time. We're going to have a lot of angst because it's a tough thing. But no, I think they're doing an amazing job, and you know, we're doing a lot of home deportations. We're doing a lot of deportations or self-deportations where they come in and they deport, and then they want to come back into the country. And they can only come back into the country under no circumstances unless they go out the proper way. Otherwise, they're never coming back in. No, I think it's going very well. Look, Biden did us a tremendous disservice when he allowed this to happen to our country. And I always said it's the toughest thing. You know, I had inflation and I got rid of it. We don't have inflation. I had a bad economy and we set a new stock market high today. We're doing unbelievable. The country's doing unbelievable. I always said the most difficult thing is what happened at the border, allowing 21 or 25 million people to come into our country. It's the most difficult thing. It's a very hard thing. I think we're doing a fantastic job in getting them out. But you have a lot of self-deporting, a lot more than people understand. And those people are eligible maybe to come back in.
Mr. President, are you thinking of extending the pause on tariffs beyond July 9th?
No, I'm not. I'm not thinking about the pause. I'll be writing letters to a lot of countries. And I think you're just starting to understand the process. We've dealt with Japan. I'm not sure if we're going to make a deal. I doubt it with Japan. They're very tough. You have to understand they're very spoiled. I love Japan. I really like the new prime minister, too. Abe was one of my closest.
All right, President Trump talking about a lot of different things that are on his mind right now.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.